Talking with Dee Kerr. Hi, Dee.
Hi there, Tim. How are you?
I'm fine, and according to your card here that I'm looking at, you are the Chief Executive Officer of STEAMtrax.
That is correct.
What's STEAMtrax?
STEAMtrax is a new innovative engineering curriculum that incorporates 3D printing, scanning technology, and CAD/CAM with a fully aligned TEKS, Common Core, or NGSS aligned engineering curriculum.
Okay, so how does it work? Tell me how it works. Give me, that's all, lots of big words. How does it work?
Sure. How it works is every single lesson starts out with a real world problem.
So we're problem-based learning?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that is right, Tim.
Okay.
And they're real world problems, and it gets the kids involved in the problem, and then they're able to see firsthand, oh, I think I would like to try to solve that problem.
So give me an example of a problem-based, like a problem that a kid would have to solve.
Sure. For example, in the Tinkering with Turbines lesson, we go to Africa and we meet a young boy at 14 whose name was William Kababwe. And William learned to harness the wind. His village was starving to death. They couldn't go to school anymore because they couldn't afford it, because of course the drought made the crops all wither.
Right.
So he took it upon himself at 14 years old to go to the library and get a book out and learn to make a wind turbine by going to the junkyard and taking parts and actually constructing a ginormous wind turbine in the middle of a field.
Okay.
He figured out that he could use these parts. He had a lot of problems with the blade, so then he found plastic pipes, cut the pipes, melted them, smashed them out, and made the blades. And he brought all the village people out. They all thought he was a little bit nuts. And he actually could harness the wind, and he made electricity, and then further was able to pull water in and irrigate the fields, and he saved his village.
Okay, and that's this one, Tinkering with Turbine. That's this.
Yes.
So if somebody was to purchase the product, they'd get a package.
That's right.
What comes in the package?
Sure. We make it super simple for the teachers.
Right.
There's enough materials for up to 32 students.
It's like, open that up. Let's see what's inside. I'm interested. Let's open that up, girlfriend.
So we start because ELA is such a component. There's
right?
William, and he's a real boy in Africa, for real.
What grade level are we talking about?
This is fifth grade, but because it's energy transfer, it could be used in fifth, sixth, or seventh, depending on where you are with the children.
Okay, and so the levels that you're writing for right now are
right now,
elementary and middle? Or?
That is correct. We have grades 3 through 8. We have 18 modules. Each module comes with a hands-on kit. Every lesson has full 3D printing, scanning, and CAD/CAM design. Every single lesson has all the math and science aligned to the standard.
What are they using for the CAD? Is it an online program, or how's that?
Yes, it's a free online program called Tinkercad.
Okay.
And Tinkercad is very easy for the little guys to use. When you get into Autodesk and some of the others, they're very complex. And what we try to do is keep the learning principles easy for the children so that they build confidence. And then we go to harder, as we hit the high school level, we'll be using a CAD/CAM design that will be analogous to what they use in industry.
Okay.
Great questions.
So what do we got here?
So the hands-on kits are fully ready to go for the teacher with enough product to be reused over and over again for 32 students. So once you buy a kit, you've got it for life, unless a kid takes one of the dowels and breaks it or does something. We even put a lot of extras in, but everything is labeled.
And so they're not, say something breaks, it's not hard to get a replacement part for that?
Oh, no. And for the things that we think that might, we put in lots of extras for the teachers. There are learning stations. So, for example, a hand generator is very expensive, a Genicon. So using learning stations cuts down on the cost of the kit and allows the kids to work in small groups and come up. And so what you're seeing right now is an example of a learning station, more than one way to light a bulb. And the kids actually go through all the principles at the learning station, and then there are 6 stations that the kids rotate through. And the hands-on kit gives them the hands-on engineering. They get to build and test their design, and then they get to test the real design on the 3D printer.
Okay, so that's where the 3D printing comes in. They design it, and then they print it out. And so
that's correct, because one thing that we know as teachers, that kids need to learn it more than one way, more than one time, for them to get a mastery or functional excellence at a skill. Like, for example, how many kids still miss the circuit? question, because they learn about it, but they don't really understand it. So we feel that by hitting them multiple different ways with concepts that are very important and tested, that they're going to really learn it.
Okay, so everybody that purchases your program, they also get the 3D printer that goes with it as well? Is that or does that come separately, or how's that?
Yes, we sell a package, and we can tailor it to any budget. Okay. So, for example, 3D
My
printer.
budget is $0.
And we need to help you find a grant, or we need to do a bake sale or do something.
Big car wash.
Big car wash.
Car wash.
Oh, we could definitely find a way to get the money. There's no doubt.
3D car wash.
3D car wash. So yeah, the printer is $9.99.
Okay.
And the cartridges are about $50, and they last for a really long time. The cartridges do, and I keep running mine to try to run it out, and I haven't been able to do so. So they really do last a long time.
Is it that spooled? Is it that spooled plastic that melts and then okay?
Yes, and it's safe and it's non-toxic. So if the kids did eat it, nothing's going to happen to them. And you can see all the components are housed. So the first 3D printers were very hot, and they were not CPSIA tested, which is very important because we don't want the kids to eat something or touch something and get burned. These are pretty safe to use and pretty straightforward. I mean, it's like almost using an iPhone.
So you already have some things already built into it, like here you got like a heart or something, or is that a shell?
It's a shell that we're building. Okay. Yeah, and it'll tell you exactly how much time is left. So this is quite a large shell. It's
3 hours
and 58 minutes.
So we'll come back this evening to find out.
Yes, exactly.
So how many different modules do you guys have right now?
There are 18 modules.
Okay, and they cover all K to 8? K to...
Yes, third grade through 8th grade.
Okay.
And everyone comes with a hands-on kit. Kids, it's problem-based and group learning, so the kids will be broken up into groups depending on how large the class is. It could depend on 4 to 6 kids.
Why did you pick problem-based learning as opposed to project-based learning? Because project-based is a real big deal right now, and especially in STEM. So
we do both. So the kids do have to work in groups, and they work together to solve the problem.
Right.
And then to your point, we know that problem learning is really key. I have an 11 and almost 13-year-old, and they can solve the math problems, but when I ask them to apply that to a problem, that's where it seems to fall apart for them. And I think a lot of kids struggle with that, and I think people in general struggle with that.
Right.
So if we can get them problem-based, solving problems early, and get them comfortable with the math and science and the variables that go along with that, I think that they're just going to be better as they grow.
I always thought that the project-based, the kids already know what the end product is going to be with a project-based learning approach. Whereas in a problem-based, they may not know what the final product is. But it is harder to grade that kind of...
It is.
So these come with rubrics, grading rubrics, and okay.
Yes, they do. So the kids do have to be able to show the teacher that they've mastered those concepts via a variety of testing mechanisms all throughout the lesson, as well as there's a pre-test all during, and then at the end to make sure that each child in the group and in the classroom has the functional knowledge that the teacher is looking for.
You guys also provide professional development on these, because this is kind of a new way of teaching for a lot of people.
That's a great question. Yes, we do. The professional development is highly recommended. It is, and a lot of people haven't taught engineering before, or they may not feel comfortable with the technology.
May not know how to use Tinker or whatever that is, the online website. Yeah.
Yes, we just did training today while we're here. We have colleagues at Houston ISD. They have about 7,500 children on STEAMtrax, and professional development took place with the teachers there today.
And so STEAM implies that there's art involved.
Yes.
So what's the art?
Oh, great question. The art is the CAD/CAM design. The children will actually, in many of the modules, design their own prototypes and use the CAD/CAM to actually draw out their models. In some cases, we'll have them scan things, but then again, the art piece comes in because only certain things will fit in the printer. So they have to be able to learn scaling to be able to bring down the size of something or bring up the size of something. I mean, they're using 3D printers to make prosthetic hands, they're printing cars, they're printing all kinds of things. So the art piece is very important.
Somebody's interested in STEAMtrax, how do they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at 585-369-8411 or DEE at STEAMtrax.com.
Dee, thanks a lot, you guys. So you have a website, STEAMtrax.com. That's another place you can get hold of it.
Thank you.
Okay, Dee, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Okay, bye.